Hey, it's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment. As you'll see beside me today, we have my personal LX3310. It's got roughly 200 hours on it, so let's call it a 200-hour review. So I'm going to give you the pros and cons, what I've enjoyed and not enjoyed about this unit, and what I could see Kubota doing better. So stick with us. Let's have a conversation about the LX3310. Okay, so whenever we start talking about what an LX3310 is, obviously it's above your BXs and Bs and below your Ls and Ms. So what we like to classify as the last compact tractor you're going to see in the Kubota lineup. Since this one, since I purchased this one, they've come out with the 20 series too. So, and we'll dive into that a little bit later. But what this is, so it's 33 horsepower, 10 series tractor. So again, it does have emission controls on it. It replaced the B3350. We don't have to harp on it. The B3350 was not a good tractor, especially the engine wise. Whenever you get into the LX3310, great tractor, great engine. It was a common rail engine, a brand new engine. It's got that little turbo in there, as Kyle likes to say. It's pretty cute. So so it is in there. It's pretty awesome. It gives you lots of power. It in that lineup, in the 10 series lineup, it was a big improvement on the 50 series. So it did what it was supposed to do, and it came with some different features that weren't available on the tractors before that. So I'm not in my cons yet, but I will harp on one that I dislike a lot, is the self-leveling part of the loader. It hasn't been enjoyable for me. I dislike it a lot and wish I didn't have them on my tractor. Every time somebody comes in and wishes talks about quoting it, I say, "Are you sure?" And give them my personal reasons why. So, but after that, the loader is great. An LA535. You're going to be lifting that or in around that 1,100, 1,200 pounds. Again, it does have a drawback compared to the 02 series, as it doesn't go as high, but does lift quite a bit for its size. Whenever these units came out, it was new for the R14 tires. You could also get the oversized, which is what this currently has on it. I've given my pros and cons, and I haven't really changed a whole lot on it. It's been about 150 hours since I gave an update on the LX3310. I haven't had any tire issues since. I had some go flat right off the beginning. Didn't think they're a great loader tire, as they're kind of narrow and tall, but overall, I've been impressed. I've kind of changed my opinion on them. They are very rapidly changing the industrial lineup. That you're just not going to be seeing as many industrial tires out there. A lot of people are purchasing and enjoying the R14s. They're also 2-ply heavier than what you're going to see whenever comparing them up against your industrial tires. So quite a number of changes there, and great ones overall on that. I've gone through my 50-hour service and my 200-hour service. No issues. I haven't actually had a warranty claim on this yet, other than well, I haven't had any. So I think I've had one leaking hose that was a fitting that just needed to be tightened, from factory. So pretty awesome that way. Build quality's been great. It's been very durable. I do have a ton of attachments for this, whether it's the inverted snowblower on the back. Out front, you'll see I have third function there as well. That's why you'll see all this going on. So it's nice there with the grapple and everything. Out back, I do run a tiller and a set of discs. I do the food plots and everything. The one downside to having oversized tires, yes, it gives you more clearance for whenever you're going out and playing. When you're hooking up implements, it's not the best. Again, it won't let your arms go all the way down, so you do have to have them on pallets that way. And then also, if you're looking for extra depth out of a tiller or let's say a set of discs, you're not going to get it just because it's going to be riding a little bit higher than the standard tire is going to. But overall, very impressed with that. Whenever you get back into the cab, again, there wasn't a whole lot of upgrades over the 50 series. Again, we are going back a couple of years now, but it was nice to see LED lights being standard on it. And again, we had to upgrade to front headlights, which now on the 20 series are standard LED all around. So at the end of the day, it still had that HST whine that some people complain about. I'm not one of them, but again, I'd be a little bit biased. I've been around Kubotas, I've been around small tractors my whole life, and I've been around hydrostats. So again, I don't disagree with anybody who says it is excessive. I just say, I just don't see the difference between other manufacturers than that, but we'll leave that as a conversation about the 20 series coming up. So overall, good cab, everything's where you want it to be. And again, whenever you get into my around back there, you know, I do have a quick hitch. I have a QH15. Since then, they've come up with a QH16, which is a much better quick attach. And then after that, I have 2 sets of remotes for whenever I do my my snow blowing with the rotation and deflector. Been thoroughly impressed with all that. I do enjoy my snow blowing with the inverted snowblower, and I do enjoy the LX. So now let's jump to some of the cons that we have on this particular lineup. Okay, so whenever we start having a conversation about the negatives of an LX3310, it's not that long of a list. There is my pet peeve of the self-leveling loader part, but that it can work perfect for somebody else, it just doesn't for me. After that, whenever you get into the series, the loader leaves a little bit to be desired. If you use these to pry and kind of out of the realm of what Kubota wants you to see, you can kind of twist your loader a little bit. We've seen you know, a few units have that issue whenever they're prying. It is something that you'll see on some message boards out there. It is not uncommon to see some issues with it. And friggin' wasp. Don't need to get stung when I'm doing this. So it's not uncommon to see on some message boards. It is out there. It is kind of a known thing whenever you're using these loaders. You just got to be a little bit careful about what you're doing. You can get the grill guard kind of idea. If you look at my hood there, my father again borrowed this tractor and put a nice dent in my hood. Would a grill guard have protected that? Maybe, maybe not, but it would have been nice to have that insert. Jesus, these wasps. So I just keep doing a circle. So whenever we move up and talk about the HST whine, again, it's not something that I see as an issue, but it is something commonly spoken about, and obviously a lot of people say that it's something that needed to be improved upon, which Kubota has sort of done. So whenever you move up to the 20 series and the 35 and the 40, it is noticeably better on the HST whine. When you get to the 2620, Kubota marketers are amazing. They're going to say it's 10% better and all that, whatever it is, decibel ratings better. When you sit in them, you're not going to see a difference at all. It's not a big enough difference. That's only on the 2620 compared to a 2610 or an LX3310 in the HSTs, because whenever you get up into the 35 and the 40, obviously the hydrostat changed, the rear end changed. It is quite a bit different. Same idea with the loader. It is now wider and bigger and better that way, so a little bit more sturdy for that higher horsepower unit. So obviously Kubota has taken, from the 50 series, went to the 10 series, improved upon it, take this, moved up and improved upon it. What you haven't seen as much improvements on the 2650 to the 2610 to the 2620 has kind of stagnated a little bit as not minuscule kind of differences between the three. So again, from my personal experience and for this overview, LX3310 has been awesome. A few little things to change about it, and that more or less has been so, which is nice. Other than the price tag has gone up with it. So, yeah, so that's kind of my cons about the unit. As she whines about nothing. My day is perfect. I get to lie in the sun. You gotta love these perfect September days. It's nice to get out here and see some equipment, use some equipment if possible. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed hearing a lot about my LX3310, some of the pros and cons of what I've experienced over 200 hours of usage. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please down below. Thank you.